computer that we're running this live stream off of decided that it would be a great idea to run updates in the middle of the broadcast. So that is the reason for the big delay in the broadcasting. We're here just about at the end of the 8th end. It looks like at this point there is no chance for the Sweeping Beauties to win, but they still have put together a valiant effort in this end. Looks like they're scoring 4 at the moment. There will be 1 rock remaining in this match. All right. Final rock here of this one. This will be the final rock of draw number 1. So then, War will take the final shot here. Currently scoring 4 to red. Pretty respectable final end. Sweeping hard here are the Cliffhangers. They're going to try and get some caroms here. I don't think it's going to do enough. They'll be scoring 4 for red at the end of this one. Final score then. It'll be Cliffhangers 10 and Sweeping Beauties 6. So then we'll take a quick break. We'll get you the final scores from draw number 1. And then pretty quickly we'll get right back into the action for draw number 2. All right. Thank you. Ice prep just finishing up here in advance of draw number 2 of the 19th annual Carosella Bonspiel here from Schenectady, New York. Once again, my name is Hugh, and I'm very happy to be bringing you all the action this weekend. So draw number 2 will be 2 matches on sheets 2 and sheet 3. On sheet 2, we've got on the Red Stones curling out of Cape Cod. The team skipped by Natalie Galligan. That's Big Wheel Peelers. And they will be going up against the team out of Schenectady. Skipped by Caitlin Januszewski. That's Team Januszewski. And then on sheet number 3, who we have the pleasure of viewing, we've got curling out of Albany. The team skipped by Marilyn Goldstein. That's Curl On Down. And they'll be going up against a team from Schenectady, skipped by Megan Muller. That's Actual Retail Ice. Again, the first team listed in each of those cases will be in the Red Stones. The second team in the Yellow Stones. So the bell has been rung. That means the competitors are going down onto the ice now, as you can see. Looking forward to another good set of matches here. We've got the Schenectady team here, Actual Retail Ice. They've really gone for it in the plaid. The red and black Schenectady Curling Cup colored plaid. They've really gotten the memo. They know their fashion. Looking for another good set of matches here. So then this match right here is a battle. It is a battle of Albany versus Schenectady. Albany and Schenectady are the 2 largest cities in the capital region of New York. Albany, of course, being the state capital. Some people might think it's New York City, but it is, in fact, Albany, a couple hours north on the Hudson River. Schenectady is a couple miles to the northwest on the Mohawk River. The Mohawk River and the Hudson River meet in the town of Cohoes, which is to the north of Albany and to the east of Schenectady. Capital region does not necessarily have one massive anchor city. Albany has sort of taken that role because it is the state capital, so it has all of those services, but the cities themselves, the population is very spread out. And so there's a lot of local pride for your local town. And so we're going to see that on display here with Albany versus Schenectady. So then the skips going down. Skips going down here, getting ready. It'll be the Red Stone coming out first to the draw. The coin flip for the hammer has taken place, and the hammer is in possession of Actual Retail Ice, the team from Schenectady. So then that leaves the first stone ready to go out here. And it'll be delivered by the lead Nancy Drischler for Albany for Curl On Down. And here's the delivery. The first stone of draw 2 is out. No sweeping from it just yet. They did, of course, re-pebble and re-nip before this draw, so of course the ice is now much slower than it was before. This one will be a nice corner guard on the TV line. Not quite into the house, but in the free guard zone. So now here is the first shot for Actual Retail Ice, delivered by Meg Friley. This one is taking a lot wider of a path here by design, but it is not really going to curl in as much as they're hoping for, unless they're trying. For corner guard, we'll see. This is certainly guard weight. Just not quite going to make it up to the house, but that's okay. Gonna try and plant this one right in the middle. Right on the center line in between these two existing guards. So this one is going to need to be swept here, as it is not nearly as far as they would have hoped. And it is over curling. It's going to be past the center line here. It's going on almost an identical path to their first one, but it's going to come up short, just about on the TV line again. And now they want this one buried on the T line behind those two red guards. Megan Miller is the skip of this Schenectady team, Actual Retail Ice. I think her second now with the dog paw print pants. It is an absolute look. Very interesting here. They're going to start sweeping. Both sweeps. Those sweepers are on it now. They're trying to get the distance. They're trying to curl it around. They can stop. It does just make contact with that first one. And now we've got 4 stones right in a line. So now Curl on Down is going to try and draw one in there behind their inner guard. Marilyn Goldstein, the skip. This team not nearly as color coordinated. But we still got some good curlers here nonetheless. No sweeping yet. They're starting to get on it. Yep, they're on it now. This one is certainly across. But will it get past that guard? It's not going to reach the guard. Now we really have an interesting situation here where we've got 5 guards all in a line without any clear paths through. Well, I suppose there is that one path going to the left of those 2 reds, to the right of the yellows. There is a potential for a draw there, and that seems to be what we're looking at here. This is Sarah Plummer now. Her first rock. They've started sweeping it very early. I think the weight might be a concern here, and they also should be concerned about the line. They've gotten off it. They need it to curl. And they will bump that one guard, just barely not get it into the house. 6 stones thrown, yet to have any in the house. Martha Neighbor steps into the hack in a minute. Her second here. Very smooth delivery there. Sliding that one out well past the hog line. And they're going to start sweeping it here. It's definitely going to make contact with one of their guards, but where will that end up is the important question. And that'll promote their guard just to the forefoot. Not buried nearly enough, but still pretty good. They're going to try and play the takeout here. Actual Retail Ice. So now, Plummer's second and final in the first end here. Trying to play the takeout. They're going to need to sweep this, I think. It is not nearly enough weight. They're getting on it here. They're trying to will this one there. This is over curling. It's probably going to hit that right guard that they have if it gets there. I don't think it's there. They might be able to get into the house there. That is just, I think, barely nicked that guard, but it is lying in the house. Unfortunately, they have blocked off access to that rock inside the 4-foot. So now here's Wendy Berger. Her first stone here in the first end. They're going to try and draw this one around to the right side, around those two left side red guards, and get it about in line depth-wise with their other stone. That is the shot that Goldstein has called here. Whether it happens, of course, is a different story. This early on, both teams certainly trying to figure out the weight of the ice. They have underestimated it on almost all shots. Early sweeping here. They're going to try and get this one there. They think it's short. It does need to curl around the guards. I think it's there. It does appear as though it's going to hit that guard, but it's going to promote the guard. Not that bad a result. They are sitting 2 now. I think they'll be plenty happy with that. And now they're just going to try and peel away the shot that they just threw, actual retail ice. They're going to want to peel that shot they just threw so they can get access to the center of the house. It'll be interesting to see what they do after this. I think there's a good chance that Curl on Down would simply just throw a guard into that position if they can manage it. Flannel already coming off. Didn't make it very far. Wade Del say. Or first here. The geometric pants. Pretty hard throw here. They are sweeping it. It does appear to be over curling. It'll be interesting. I think it's looking pretty good, actually. They just barely nicked theirs. I think they had an opportunity to possibly take out that red one, but they just nicked their zone, which isn't even that bad of a result because now the access is open to then throw the takeout of that rock in the forefoot on their next throw. All right. Andy Berger, her second one here. The 6th stone thrown by Curl on Down in this first end. And this one is certainly a guard weight. They do not need to touch it. It's coming so far outside, I think it's going to really slow down here. Well, it's maintaining its pace decently well. It's not curling nearly as much. They're going to sweep it here. Try and get around, see what they can do. They need to get off it. I believe that the red stone is still in front of the yellow stone, but certainly open to interpretation and a potential measure here. I'll say second stone here. There'll be just 4 stones remaining, 2 on each side once this one comes to rest here in the first end. They're sweeping. It's looking pretty good. It's absolutely tracking here. I don't even need to touch it. That's going to be perfect. Could potentially, if it had curled just a little bit more, I think it could have had the potential to really bury behind their 2 guards, but that is a great effort. And we'll have to see then if Curl on Down can throw that same shot. Of course, actual retail ice does have the advantage here as long as they can hit their shots because they do have the hammer. It leaves them the ability to win if they are playing that exact shot every single time. The team out of Albany looking to really put the pressure on here, get the takeout, go back to being the shot rock. They'd love to get a steal in this first end. Of course, in the first draw, we saw the team from Schenectady steal the first 5 ends. We got a lefty here. Goldstein is the lefty. Now this one, it does need to curl. It's coming out a lot. It needs to start coming back towards the center line, and I don't think it's going to do it enough. That's going to hit that guard. Now where from here? Well, they have put that Yellowstone fully in the forefoot and blocked it off with that shot they just threw. The right side does appear to be somewhat open here. They do have the potential they want to play a draw, which looks like they want to, they might be able to sneak it in between those two rocks there, and then be sitting 2 here with the hammer. Or, of course, they could simply try and take out that rock in the top of the house, but they do seem to be going for the draw play here with how far outside the line has been set for Mueller here. And now here's the delivery here. It's very smooth. It does appear to be narrow. They're trying to sweep it here. Both of them are back on. I think it might just nip that red one, or it'll just go all the way through. And it has gone all the way through. They needed to sweep it to avoid hitting that red one. And the unfortunate result of that is that their stone has gone way too far. All right. They're deciding what they want to do here. Pretty narrow line. It looks like they might be trying to make some sort of takeout shot here. The last stone for curl on down. Goldstein to skip here, ready to deliver. The lefty pushes out of the hack. Stone is away. Plenty of weight on it. It might end up okay. It's going to nick it. And that is a pretty good effort. It's not exactly what they needed, but that is still a very good effort at that shot. The Yellowstone is still the shot rock here. And actual retail ice has a draw for the potential 2 here in the first end. All right. Steps into the hack here. Lines it up. Pushes out of the hack. Likes it right now. A bit of cleaning. And both sweepers are on. They need to get it there. They need to make sure that they're inside the 4, and they've gotten off now. They need it to curl. It does not appear it's going to curl enough, even if it has the right weight. And that will be through the house. So that'll be 1 point towards actual retail ice. They are not able to strike with the hammer. They do get just the 1 point there in the first end. After 1, it is actual retail ice. 1, curl on down, no score. Now here's Freiling taking the first shot here of the second end. Actual retail ice no longer in possession of the hammer, so they throw first. And this one seems like it's got plenty of weight. They don't need to touch it just yet. And just hanging on. They're going to start sweeping here, but I don't think it needs anything. This is a very well-placed shot. That'll land right there. Right on the button. So up to the back of the button. That is a great shot there. from actual retail ice. They're going to try and freeze it here onto that rock. Not a takeout. They are going to try and freeze it here to establish precedence in the event of a potential takeout. Because that has slipped to the back of the button, it means that if they freeze it, then they will be the shot rock here. But they do have to freeze it. A little bit of a tap wouldn't be the worst thing, but they really want to hang around in the button here. They really want to promote this curl here. It's looking a little wide. No, that's going to come down right to it. Beautiful shot. Red sitting shot rock. Yellow about to the back 8 now. So now here's the second shot. Second throw here for actual retail ice. They're sweeping it from the start here. This one might have a little less on it. They've gotten off and can't seem to figure it out. These early ends, it's really tough to know exactly how quick the ice is. So this one, they're going to have to sweep it if they want to get it onto that red stone. They have done just that. That is a really good effort there. They are on the button. Great play. All right. Now here is the second throw from Nancy Dershler. As an interesting stabilizer tool. I've never seen it before. They've attached a rod to the broom. All right, this one, they're going to have to get on it here. They've started sweeping. I think they're going to try and... They're looking like it's going to take out. Unless it overcurls here. It might take out their own stone here. Not quite. Now that's 2 yellow with the red stone seemingly out of play here. Just in the back there. And they're going to take it out. So Mueller lines it up about midway through the 12. Now bring it in to the top, to the edge of the 8 foot there. Here is the delivery, the first one here from Plummer in this end. Plenty weight. They don't need to touch it. I'm just trying to call her off from touching it. No more sweeping is taking place now. Well, this one is looking pretty good. That is great weight. And that is now 3 to yellow. That is a great shot there. And this one, trying to play a bit of a takeout here. They are sweeping. I think this one is narrow. This one is starting to curl a whole lot, and it does not really have great weight. This one is not even getting to the hog line, unfortunately. Well, it did. I think they would have rather it not get to the hog line, because then they don't have the high guard there. So that one is a bit of a misfire there for the team from Albany. Actual retail ice with a chance to take advantage here. Massive, massive spinner here. They do not need to touch this. They need to... Hope this doesn't cause more damage. Well, it's... Might come right through there if it can get some more curl. Well... That's honestly not that bad of a shot. They are sitting 4, it would appear. With a lot of good defensive positions here on the right side. Or on the bottom as it shows on the screen there. The first rock out would be a red. And then on the left side, or the top side, they've got 2 defended there. So, going to be some tough takeouts necessary here for curl on down if they want to have potential to score a lot here. This one is starting to overcurl, it would seem. They're sweeping on it right now to try and get it to stop. I think they got it there. And that is exactly what I had outlined, where if they knock one of those stones, the first one likely to go out is their own, and they've taken out both of their stones. Now the only stones in the house are those 4 for actual retail ice. So now are they going to take advantage of this here? Playing a draw. This one seems to have plenty of weight to it. They want to get it about to the top of the 12-foot circle. That is what Mueller is signaling here. They're starting to sweep it here. I don't know how much they need to. I don't think they need to touch this. I think this is probably to the tee line. Yeah. Now it's unfortunate that they wasted that shot now instead of, in the close to the button portion. But that is now 5 sitting for yellow at a single red in the house. They do have only one stone in play, and it's that very, very high guard. That's requiring them to throw all of the stones down the left side of the ice as we see it up here from the warm room. And what is the plan here? They are sweeping it. Both are sweeping it from about the hog line. They have a clear goal in mind, and they're trying to get it. This one might sit down right on the button, right with those stones. This one is looking pretty good. Just barely won't make it, and that'll be about top 8. Maybe top 4. Yeah. And now that is only, I believe, sitting 2 then for yellow. Actual retail ice. What do they have? They might try and peel here. Yeah, they're going to try and hit the peel here. Maybe they'll go control, try and get it to hang out, but they really got to worry about this guard here. They've actually thrown it right at the guard. They need to not sweep it. They need to let it get around this guard. It's there. It's certainly around it. Got to curl a little more. And it doesn't. And it actually takes out 2 then of the yellow stones. That is an unfortunate miss there. Well, they've only taken out 1. Mueller did block the stone with their foot, but the skips have agreed to place it in that location. I thought it might have had a little more pace on it, but that's what they've agreed on. So...
That's definitely you, Christian. I think you...
All right, so now curl on down in a bit of a tricky situation here, although they were given a bit of a lifeline there with that takeout. It did not go according to plan. This one does need to curl, and it's not going to get it. This one will be through the house without touching a single rock. So now that's just 2 rocks remaining on each team here. Mueller will be the first to throw. Her team does not have the hammer. Running down the ice there. Got to get the slider off. You get the gripper off, get the slider. You ready to go here? And they will be going for the takeout shot here on this red stone in front. They're going to try and make the same shot. Once again, got to be certain that you have gotten around that guard up top. The very high guard thrown by Curl on down. That was unintentional, but is honestly helping them a little bit here. That's the beauty of curling, is that things might not always go to plan, but it's how you can, deal with what goes wrong. That's what makes a good curling team. This one, I think, might just nick the guard. No, it's curling just enough at the end there. They're not going to touch it the whole way. And once again, it'll miss their stone, knock out one in the back. But they are now certainly... There's still the shot rock. It's counting 1 yellow right now, I believe. So now they've really got to think about this one here. If they do hit that yellow rock head on, could have a bit of a carom taking out 2 there. And their red could hang out. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. They are playing a takeout. With how much ice they've been given, that is certainly a takeout. It'll be interesting to see if Goldstein, the lefty, can figure this one out here. And the third team with the hammer, they do want to score here. They don't want to get stolen. They would rather not blank it in. I don't think this end is going to be blank with how many stones there are in the house, but they really want to make sure that they're the ones scoring here. And if they can get 2, that'd be great. It's currently 1-0. They limited to their opponent to just 1 in the previous end. They'd love to get started with 2 here. They're trying to prevent this one from curling. They've also got to get it there. What's it looking like here? That is a beauty of a shot. It'll be swept, but I believe, yes, that is 2 to red at the moment. Interesting to see. I believe they're going to try and knock out the back red stone here. How much ice? I think that is the shot that's going to be played here, but it's not going to be a very hard shot at all. Control weight or less. They do not want it to roll too far after contact is made. And if it is a hard shot, they do not want the opportunity to take out their own stones because it'll undercurl. So I think there's very, very much room for error here with what they're doing. And if you are the team without the hammer here, you should be trying to limit the opponent's scoring chances, and by keeping a bunch of stones in the house, that limits their chances. So they do not need to touch this one just yet. They have begun sweeping now, though. They have not very emphatic. I think they're just going to let this one go. It's curling. It's really curling a lot at the end, but I don't think it is quite going to hit the red, but it is going to get their own, and they are shot rock here with just 1 to go in this second end. So what are they going to do? They could try and freeze it and just take the 1. If they get enough contact, there's the potential for 2 or even 3. Because there are 2 red stones that are biting the 4-foot circle. If they hit it on the inside of that shot rock, they can move that out of the way. And if they, get enough weight on it, and then if they don't put too much weight on it, their rock they're about to throw could hang around in the 4-foot circle, scoring 3. It'll be interesting to see. But right now, it is yellow scoring 1. Will they be able to take the steal? Or will Curl on down get on the board here? All right. The stone is out. No sweeping just yet. Communicating the time. They think they might need to sweep it here. No. It's got plenty of weight. It's got to curl in. It's got to curl in. Just needs to come in, and it's not looking like it's going to. Well, they'll score anyways. Wow. That's looking like it's going to be too red. That did not look like it was going to be so good, but they got the result they needed out of it. And now curl on down. They will get on the board here after 2. So now curl on down, no longer possessing the hammer. They'll take the first shot here. And they want a guard above the 12 foot on the center line. It'll be an in turn here for Nancy Drishler. This one does not seem to be heavy enough. They are sweeping it hard and fast from the start. Trying to get this one there. And it is definitely to the hog line, and I think they have gotten exactly the weight they're looking for. Maybe a touch heavy, but on the center line, top of the 8-foot circle. That is a pretty good result, I would say. Although it is a little bit deeper of what they would have hoped. Muller is not going to play the takeout here. They're going to try and draw it to the button behind this red stone. Rallying here, see if she can deliver. Now this one seems to be a little bit narrower. They are sweeping. You think it needs to get there. This might end up hitting that stone from curl on down. Yeah, it'll just tap it. Probably put it about top 4. Well, onto the button. Perfectly guarding now. Oh, we will have to see what the next shot is. They're going to try and also tuck this one in behind that yellow. Draw to about the 8 foot. Very smooth delivery there. This one is coming a little more outside than the previous stone. They are sweeping it, though. I'm not sure it has the weight it needs to get in behind that yellow stone. It might put that yellow stone where they want it to go. I don't think it's going to touch it. It'll just nick it a little bit. Put it in the middle of the 12 foot. And if anything, that really defends that red stone a little better. But they are going to try and go for the takeout here. The double hit. They're going to try and hit that yellow stone. Decently nose on, and that's should be able to take out that red one in the house and have the yellow one hang around the top 4. So we'll see here. Rowling second rock for actual retail ice at this end. No, not touching it yet. It's got to curl in. They're sweeping now. It's got to curl still. It's got to curl. I don't think it's going to curl enough. That's just a little bit of under curl. I think if it had curled a little more, then that would have been the effort they needed. So that was indeed 2 to curl on down. Albany ahead 2-1 here. In the middle of the third end of play out of 8 in this second draw of the 19th annual Carosella Bonspiel. Stones out, no sweeping action just yet. I think they might just leave this one until the very end. It might be all the way through. Now that is going to end up probably, yeah, back of the 8 foot. That is a good result for them, for sure. They've got 2 stones decently well hidden. They're going to try and put this one right around to the right side of their rock at the top of the house. Perhaps have it hang around the T line. Seemed to be the shot called there by Muller. Plenty of spin on the handle here. They are sweeping it. It does appear as though it might make contact with that yellow stone if they don't sweep it here. I don't know if it's even getting that far. It will. And that should promote theirs. Well, promote theirs if they sweep it hard enough. It's looking pretty tight. But it looks like it might just barely be the yellow stone as the shot rock here. Martha Neighbor now waiting for the call. They are going to hit this red stone here. Pretty aggressive weight considering how little ice is being given by Goldstein there. It'll be interesting to see where this one ends up. All right, sweeping now. Both sweepers on the rock pretty heavy here, trying to get it. Perfectly split the first 2, just barely nicking the red stone and then the yellow stone. It was about an inch away from perfectly hitting that yellow one right in between. And it is interesting. There's a lot of stones in and around the house. Plummer's second and final here in the third end. All right, no sweeping so far. I think they're going to need it as a curl here. It's pretty far outside, and it might just go all the way through. It is going to go all the way through without touching. No harm done there. Folks, if you're looking for more information on this Bonspiel, you can find it on our social media pages on Facebook, Schenectady Curling Club, SchenectadyCurlingClub.us, and Twitter and Instagram at Curl Schenectady. We posted a spreadsheet with all of the information for the draws and the teams. And there you can also find links to this YouTube page, which, if you're listening, you should already know that. Berger's first here. Sweeping it from the very beginning. I don't think this one is not nearly as hard as they wanted for a takeout. And it's starting to curl here. Might not hit anything. That might go just by that first stone. That's just going to nick it. But at any rate, the red stone will go out of play. Although that does leave that red stone frozen to the yellow stone. So if you hit that red stone head on, only the yellow stone's going to be moving here. So there's certainly something to be said about that. But now we'll have to see what Troy Nelson does here. Or first. This one's not very hard. They're sweeping. Well, they Seem to think that it needs it. Well, guy's not very happy about that one. This one is going to end up probably about the back of the 12-foot, if not out from the sweep. It's just going to hold in. Now just 6 rocks remaining in this third end. What is the play going to be here? They want this one right on the button. Really putting the pressure on. And of course, Curl on Down does not have the hammer here with the red stones, so they're playing very aggressively here. They're playing for a big steal. They can get it. And then they'll also have the opportunity to hit that yellow stone in the middle right off by hitting the red stone in the front. They're not touching this one. This one's got plenty of pace. Does not need to be touched. In fact, they're just going to sweep it to make sure it does not hit their red stone. Now that one is biting, because it does make contact with the yellow in the back of the house that was there previously, but not a very good weight. Not a great weight judgment on that last one there when they were trying to get a draw to the button. Alcetti now. This one, they seem to want this one on the button. They're sweeping it. It's starting to come in. And it's also starting to come very short here. This one's just going to be around the top 12. Might freeze onto that red. Bump their yellow up just a little bit. That yellow is just off the 4 foot. But it is still the shot rock. And very obviously so at this point. So now just the skip stones to go here. First up will be Goldstein, the lefty. Trying to figure out the right move here. Now they're thinking about the prospects of that potential triple hit. But of course now, with how imperfect it is, you really run the risk of hitting your stones in the back out, and that's not what you want. I think they might be trying to hit those stones there. It'll be very interesting to see what the result is. And these stones, you know, a lot of momentum. If she throws it hard enough, then it could really send them flying everywhere. And now, here we go. They're starting out. They're sweeping it. Yeah, it does. They're not super certain about where this one is ending up. It's going to hit the right side of that yellow stone. We'll see what happens. And I don't know, but they have certainly left the option from the left side open. We could see some good draws there, and that might be what Muller's mulling over here. With the hammer, you really want to be getting more than one. So they're probably going to try and play it to about fighting on the 4 foot, maybe a little bit higher than that. But they're going to want it, you know, inside of all of those red stones and force Curl on Down to make a good takeout if they want to prevent 2 or even 3. This is Muller's first of this end, the third end here. 3 rocks remaining. Steps into the hack. Takes a look down at the brush. Pushes out of the hack, and now just a draw here. They don't think it has the weight. Sweepers are on it, but they're not really pushing with pressure. They're not sure. And they're off it now. They're going to see this one in, I think. Yeah, this one is just going to go too heavy here. Should hit that red stone. And they are sitting too, it would seem. It does certainly seem as though the stone that was just thrown is ahead of that red one in the 8-foot circle. But we do not know for sure. We don't have the best angle here.
Right here for your second game. Maybe I'll be here for your 7th or 8th.
All right. Gold Steam steps out of the hack. Not very much on the weight. Trying to draw this one into the button. It needs to curl. And it needs to slow down. Could hit that yellow. Oh. Just did not curl enough. Had a little bit too much weight. Not the shot they were looking for there. It did, however, just nick the yellow stone in the 8-foot circle. Which might mean that they're only lying one now. But it'll be very interesting to see. I think they might be playing as though they are going to be lying 3 here if they get this shot in. And it might warrant a measurement. We'll have to see. Last rock of the third end is on the way. It's an in-swinger there from Muller. And the sweepers are starting to go down on it now. Still there. They've stepped off for now. This one needs to curl in, and it needs to, once again, slow down. I think it might do both of those things. Not quite the slow down. Well, that will be 2 for yellow. Not as good as it could have been, but when you don't know which rock is closer, might as well not leave any doubt. Take your 2 and call it a day. So now, then, Actual Retail Ice will be taking the lead now. It is 3-2 after 3. Rink at Schenectady retakes the lead on that end over the rink at Albany. And now Freiling will step into it as Curl on Down has regained possession of the hammer. It's going to be a pretty standard draw here. They'll be looking for top 12 here, but it is over curling. I think it will end up. Now, it's not actually curling all that much. It lost its handle and has reversed direction. Is it even going to get to the hog line? Yes, they've gotten it over. That one might have picked something in the ice and lost its handle, changed directions there. And it ended up being a corner guard instead of a center guard. I think it probably picked something considering how short it was, even with the sweeping. So now Curl on Down trying to get this one into the house behind the guard. This one I think has plenty of weight. Now it is starting to slow down here. They are right to sweep it. This one might be able to get it there. Yes, they do get it into the house. That is almost the perfect shot. That is a very, very good effort from what they had. They swept it the whole way from just before the hog line, and they got it there. That is a great effort. And then only half of the stone is showing. And they're not going to play a takeout here. Going for another draw. The second stone from Frowning here in this fourth end. They're both sweeping in here. They want to get it behind the red stone if they can. And it is just not going to curl. It's actually lost its handle yet again. Curling the opposite direction. That's 2 in a row for Frowning. She needs to probably put a little more spin on her throws in the fifth end to prevent that from happening, because that is 2 rocks in a row that just reverse direction. So that then leaves Curlon down with an opportunity to take advantage of the mistakes. This one seems to be a little fast. They are chasing after it, the sweepers. No, it is coming down. They need to sweep it here. They're both sweeping hard. This one here should tuck in just not enough. They had the line perfect, but it was just not enough on the weight. They want to try and tuck this one in behind the red. With how many stones are lined up there, it would be difficult to get a double hit and take out the yellow stone if they can tuck it in behind here. So it'll be interesting to see. Can Plummer deliver here? They're both sweeping pretty hard here. Weight might be a concern. It is definitely a concern. This one is a guard weight. It would seem as though the ice has just not sped up as much as they would have expected this at this point in the game. It is the fourth end, but ice is still a little slow here. Score from the other sheet here. We've got Big Wheel Peelers out of Cape Cod. They have 3. And Team Januszewski has 2. In the fourth end, Big Wheel Peelers with the hammer. Of course, this is the second draw. We had 4 matches going in the first draw, only 2 now. Pool B and Pool C got their weekends started earlier, and this is Pool A. Here is this rock. They're trying to play a takeout here. Getting swept. They've got it off it now. They seem to think it's looking pretty good. And that will hit. And that redstone is biting on the 12-foot. And it's actually pretty firmly in. And just a reminder, if you're joining us, if you weren't here for the original explanation, the top team in each of the 3 pools will go to the A final, the A playoffs, with the team with the best record among those 3, or lowest cumulative distance on those draws to the center. They'll go straight to the final. The other 2 teams will play in a semifinal. And the same will be for the second place teams and the third place teams. The losers of the semifinals in the A and B will go and play for the finals of the D. The teams that finish last in each pool will not play further, and that one will also not play further as it does not reach the hog line. It was given a good effort by the sweepers, but just did not have enough to begin with. Now curl on down. They're trying to get this one top of the 8-foot here. Very back and forth action here to start this one. Both matches 3-2 after 2. And now here, let's see, where is this one going to end up? They are sweeping. It is starting to lose some pace. They're going to try and get it there. Let's see. They could just get it. It just nicks that card, I think. But it will bite the top of the 12-foot circle. That is a great sweeping effort there from Curl on down. No sweeping just yet on this stone here. Now it's starting to go. Now they've been called off. And they're going to go back on it. No. Muller wants them to leave it. And that, I think, is a good decision for Muller, because that, I think, will come pretty well through past the tee line. It'll be about back of the 8-foot circle into the 12. And for a lot of these teams, this is their first action on the ice this weekend. Well, for all of these teams, it's their first action on the ice this weekend. But for a lot of teams, it is their first action on the Schenectady ice in a very long time. Which we have 5 teams curling from Schenectady here. Very happy to have a couple from Albany, a couple from Metcalf, and one from Nutmeg and Cape Cod. Of course, right here, we've got Schenectady versus Albany. They're sweeping this one. No, I can't seem to figure it out. Is the weight good? I think this one is going all the way through. Now that is going to hit that. Both of those, I believe, are still biting. Not a whole lot of harm done, but now that Yellowstone is kind of tucked in behind that 5-guard complex on the right side. And now they're going to try and tuck this one in right behind it. See how close to the tee line they can get. If they can get above it, that'd be lovely. It'd be a great effort from them on the draw. Roy Delsay trying to draw this one in. Getting on this right away. They do not think it has the weight. Now, this one is starting to overcurl, and it's also starting to slow down, so some sweeping could really help him out here. I don't think this one is going to get there, unfortunately. Now, it'll just nick that red one. Yellow not biting the 12-foot. Now that leaves 6 stones up there on that top right area. Very, very, very busy up there. I think this end will be won by the team that can get a stone in there around the tee line on that right side first, as that's proven to be a tough area to reach. They're sweeping this one hard from the start. This one might not have the distance if they want to put it in there, but it's making so wide. I think they might just want to, get this one on the button would be a good effort. No, not even going to reach it. And that, I believe, is just barely not biting the 12. And that red stone on the right side is currently the shot rock here. And it would be, I'd like to say, 4 red. So they're certainly in a fine position here. So that guard that they've thrown is not that bad if they want to maintain that advantage. The line is pretty far to the outside here. They could be trying to draw it in. But that rock just thrown could prove to be a big problem. All right. Miller's first delivery here in the fourth end. Likes the line. Steps back. Pushes out of the hack. Let's see. Where does this one end up? Starting to sweep here. This one tracking straight for that guard. It might not even get there. That's going to hit that guard and promote it. That might be them sitting 5 now. Yes. Well, that rock they just threw did curl him, and so it'll be interesting to see how much they're actually sitting here. But now, if Curl on Down can get that one drawn in, get it behind the rock in the top of the 8-foot circle, that will cause a lot of problems for actual retail ice. And if you haven't guessed already, the theme of this Bonspiel is The Ice is Right. So all of these teams, for the most part, have come up with Price is Right themed team names. Here we've got Curl on Down and the actual retail ice. No sweeping so far on this one. A lot of communication between the sweepers. They're going to let it sit here. They're not going to touch it. This one might come in really well here. Now that is a mega effort. Very, very, very well thrown. They're going to try and get it onto the center line. It is just a little bit peeking out. And that is still a very, very strong effort for them. They'll be happy with it for sure. And in our last match, we had the Cliffhangers. I believe there's a Price is Right game called Cliffhanger. I can't remember. I, unfortunately, do not have the ability to watch daytime television all that often. But when I do, The Price is Right is always up there on my list. Or if you've got such lovely shows as, you know, Let's Make a Deal with Wayne Brady. All those daytime game shows that are just sort of unavailable if you, you know, aren't watching your TV during the day. Of course, when you were a kid, if you were sick and you had to miss school, you know, you had that on. You had your chicken noodle soup and you turned on Price is Right. You just watched it. And Bob Barker really, you know, carried that show for a long time. Let's see if Muller can carry your team to a steal here. Or last here in the fourth end. They're sweeping it. I don't like the way. This is looking pretty slow. It's going to be tough. It's tracking right for that stone at the top of the 8-foot right now, if it even gets there. I don't know. This one is not looking good. Well, I really don't know what to think about this one. This looks like it would be Curl on Down sitting 3 at the moment. So we'll see how they can do here, if they can get another. It might almost, you know, be worth it to just take the 3 and, you know, throw this stone away and Scoring is not super easy to come by. I mean, we haven't seen more than 2, so a 3 would put them ahead of schedule. So it'll be interesting to see what the decision is here. They are going to play a shot. If you have the opportunity to get more, why wouldn't you want to get more, right? All right, this one is out. The sweepers are not touching it. This, I think, is not going to be what they're hoping for. This one, I think, is a little too much in the weight department. Could potentially knock. That might honestly hurt them. That might just be 2. Well, they'll have to check that. That one in the 8 foot on the right side. It might still be 3. I don't know. We'll see what they say. But it is certainly curl on down scoring in that end. After 4. Right back into it here. Nancy Dresser, she is the lead for this Albany rig curl on down. And here is the first delivery of the 5th end. They're sweeping this from the start. This might not get to the hog line. Well, they're going to try and get it there at least. Let's see. Can they get it there? I think they've got it. That's a very good sweeping effort, and they can probably try and get it onto the center line here. Very good sweeping effort. Missed that last set of dots on the center line. Very, very good effort from the sweepers there. Trialing now. Our first year in the 5th end. Let's see what the Vice puts up here. And that is a 3. So now, after 4, it reads curl on down 5, actual retail ice 3. They did end up getting 3 in that end. Sweeping very hard here from actual retail ice. This one is going to end up in the house. Buried in behind that guard. Top of the 8-foot circle. Very, very good sweeping effort there. 2 great sweeping efforts from each team. So then, let's see what Goldstein has drawn up for this 3rd stone. The 5th end. Especially with the very interesting stabilizer with the stick on the broom. I haven't seen that before, although I haven't been around long enough to see a lot of the intricacies, you know. And if it works for you, then it works for you, and hey, more power to you. This one is going to end up around the back of the 8-foot here. Could go all the way through with the sweep. And Mueller will get that one through. She had to sweep hard, but she got it through in the end. These lines have been all sort of the same side of the ice. We saw it in the first match where so many shots were played to this right side of the ice. And that side was so much quicker than the other one. Maybe we'll be seeing that here again at this point in this match. Lots of out turns. Sweepers have not touched it, and I don't think they need to. I think this one is Probably going to get swept out of the house. Well, that'll end up in the 12-foot. That's a pretty good weight on that. Maybe a little heavy, but I think something certainly to be complacent with. Looks like we're going to be getting a takeout here. Lined it up really close here. Perhaps just going to try and hit this red one on the nose and see what happens. Well, if you hit it on the nose, I think you could hit the yellow one on the nose, and then that would perhaps peel those two yellow ones out the back of the house. So it'll be interesting to see if this shot can be converted. Sweepers have lined up pretty far out. And they're going to watch it. It's got to curl in. It's got to keep curling. It is starting to come in just a touch. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. I think this one will only serve to peel their own stone. And leave that red one in not a particularly useful position. It is a corner guard, but it's not a great one. All right. They're going to try and get this one about even with that yellow stone on the left side here. I'm not sure they've given enough ice, but we'll have to see how this one ends up. Taking their time here. All right, she steps out of the hack, and now this one, because it's been put so far outside, it's going to be a lot slower than ones that were more central, so the increased speed is not a concern here, and in fact, this one is going to come in pretty well here. Ah, it might be through, though. That'll just get through. Looked like it was starting to slow down significantly, but it just held true at the end and will be taken out of play out the back of the house. Another takeout here now that the red stone is not in the way. It's a pretty straightforward hit for the double. They would be very happy to take out both of these yellow rocks right now. We'll have to see if they can do it. Sweeping early. Going directional with it to try get it to stop curling. They've gotten off it now. I think it's going to be pretty good here. Just a little more curl. It needs a little more curl. And it doesn't have it. Oh, just nearly nicks that one in the back, but does not touch it. Now they're going to try and draw this one to the button. Actual retail ice looking to get the second stone back into the house here. This is the halfway mark of this fifth end. Now this one does not seem to have enough weight on it at all. And the sweepers agree. They've gone on it from the start here. This one, a lot of weight was taken off of it because the previous shot she threw did go through the house, but this was too much of an overcorrection. This one might not reach the hog line. It will not, and they're going to have to remove her from play. That is a certain missed opportunity there. Now that might... No, they're not going to go for the takeout. They're going to try and put their stone right in the house, curl on down. They've seen the opportunity. Now they're going to try and play the identical shot that actual retail ice was looking for there. Oh, let's see if they can convert. This battle of Schenectady versus Albany has certainly delivered to this point. A lot of great action back and forth. Each team with the hammer has won their end so far. You might be looking at a steal here. This one is very wide out. It's got to start curling in. I don't think they're going to sweep it at all here. This one might have the weight to get all the way through if it is swept then by Muller. They'll sweep it, but that'll end up inside the 8-foot circle. That is certainly not a bad effort there. Perhaps not what they were hoping for, but Berger did certainly deliver a good shot. All right, Joy State. Let's see what she can do here. Sweeping it. No, they're not quite certain. They're on it now. Just a little bit of sweep. Trying to get it to stop curling here. The directional sweeping. All it needs. This one might just get around that guard and end up in the house.
It's a little heavy. That might just over curl. There was certainly the play for them to bump that red rock.
But it has just over curled. A little bit too much sweeping, a little bit too much curling. The unfortunate truth of curling is that you can't have both, really. Just 6 stones remaining then in this 5th end. As it stands right now, it's 1 red. And the team throwing red is Curl On Down out of Albany. The team throwing yellow, Actual Retail Ice out of Schenectady. This stone does not need any sweeping. It needs to curl and it needs to slow down.
They're going to try and sweep this one to make sure that it does not hit their red. And it doesn't.
That is a good decision to sweep there to make sure that you do not hurt your situation any further and remove your rock from being the shot rock. Right into it now. Let's see how this one ends up. And they're sweeping. Muller making the calls. She's going to run up and sweep herself. They want to get this stone there. They do not think it has the weight it needs.
They're trying very hard. Let's see here. They're going to try and contact the red. It just over curls. But I think they are now the shot rock, just barely.
Not a terrible shot. All right. Goldstein down the ice. Ready to take her first here. A very intriguing end here. And the first real opportunity to steal we've had. The lefty out of the hack. And there is the delivery there. No sweeping just yet. They're just going to leave it for now. We'll see what it does. This one is just too wide. They're going to sweep it to make sure that it doesn't make any contact once again. And it doesn't. No contact there. So now Muller's first here in this fifth end. What is she drawn up here? Well, if she just hits that red in the back, they'll be sitting 3, maybe even 4. It's a great opportunity here, but she's got to convert on this one here. Cannot leave the opportunity. You leave the door open, then you could easily get this end stolen here. Very delicate. I think this one might end up a little short if they don't sweep it here. They've left it so far. It's got to curl. That's the issue. It really needs to curl. It's got to come in a lot. I don't think it's going to come in. It will just scrape by, just contacting the red. But I believe from our vantage point here with the camera angle we are afforded, it does seem as though actual retail ice still sits closest to the button here. And now they've really got to make a good decision here. They could just try and, of course, hit those yellow stones. I don't know. Well, let's see what they're doing here. If I were the skip, I would go around the right side and just try and draw it around. Well, not necessarily a draw, but get it around that top 12 rock. Make contact with that yellow shot rock, and if not, at least get the ones in the back. Well, she wants to line in just a little bit more, just a little bit less ice. She'll step out of the hack. She'll look right up here at our beautiful broadcast booth to take a look at the screen. See that her rock is not the shot rock. Here is the delivery, her last in the fifth end. They're sweeping it from the start. They don't think it has the right speed. This is not looking so good so far. It is curling across the center line. This is not looking very good. This is certainly a misfire here. And now the opportunity is afforded to actual retail ice. If Muller can just hit that wide open red rock to the left, they'll be sitting 4, and they might take a commanding lead here. They were down 2, but they might go up 2 after this. All right, we're getting ready here then for the final shot of the fifth end. Here it is. And they're sweeping it. They do not think it has the weight. Now, is this going to be the shot that really puts actual retail ice in command?
They're all going to sweep it here. They've got to get it there. They've got to get it there. Just a little more. It'll just be the 2.
It'll just be 2 points then for actual retail ice, bringing this back to 5-5 after 5. First rock of the sixth end on the way. They're sweeping and they're trying to get it there. This one struggling to get to the hog line. They've gotten it across. Good sweeping effort there. Center line guard very high. Carolina down now their first stone in the sixth end. With the score tied at 5 apiece. We're 5. Very, very great match we've got here on sheet 3 at the Schenectady Curling Club. They're sweeping this one. I'm not sure where this one's going to end up. They'll just scrape the yellow, leave it in play, and that'll come into the house. On to the 4-foot. Pretty good shot. That would be illegal once the nick rule goes into effect. Now they're sweeping this one. This is a very heavy shot, and they're trying to play the takeout here. Miller's called them off. This one, it's got a curl, and it will peel both of them off there. Not exactly the shot they were looking for. A little bit of a miscommunication. They shared word there after the shot was played. And a little bit of a miscommunication with how much that rock needed to be swept. It did need to curl just a little bit more to have their own rock hang around there. Now this one, they're just going to try and put another rock in the house here. Make actual retail ice go after it. Now they're trying to figure out, they're going to sweep. They're going to sweep it. Both sweepers trying to get it there. This one's going to come right down perfectly. Beautiful onto the top of the 4-foot circle there. And it is pretty well hidden behind that yellow guard. We will be back here for draw number 3. That'll begin at approximately 8:30 a.m. So be sure to tune in to the Schenectady Curling Club YouTube channel. We'll have another live stream link where you'll be able to watch draw 3. Again, beginning at approximately 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to say Eastern Time instead of Eastern Standard Time or Daylight Time because, of course, Daylight Savings Time does end tomorrow night. Just another thing to think about. Anyone, this one coming in really heavy here. Probably just going to peel that guard. No, it's going to be an attempt at the double. Did not quite get it. And needed to hit it just a little bit more on the nose. It did not happen. Now they got a corner guard. And a very wide open rock in the house. I could see them trying to play another guard here, but no, they're going to get this one in the house. And they're going to try and hide it then behind that corner guard. Here we are. This one played right down the center line. They're going to start to sweep it now. Where's this one going to end up? They're going to try and get it to curl in behind there.
And they're going to need to curl a little more, and they also really want to get it into the house. That is going to end up right where they wanted it to, maybe a little bit to the inside, but certainly a good shot. And now Muller's just going for the takeout here, taking out the shot rock in the center of the house. Just try and prevent Erlon down from getting very many rocks in there. Has there been 4 scores of more than 1 in a row? They would like to change that, perhaps. This one is over curling, it would seem. It's also coming up short as well. Muller's going to step in. 3 sweeps on it. That one will get into the 12-foot circle, but not the shot that they were really hoping for, I don't think. Came up light. I think they were trying to take out that rock in the middle. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. This one came well wide of the initial line given by Goldstein, so it'll be interesting to see how far in it actually comes. It's starting to come in, but it does have, I think, a good amount of pace on it, perhaps a little too much. Well, it's certainly coming down. It's going to nick that first one there. That'll bring it down perfectly. That is a great effort. 3 red stones right in a row. Red sitting 3. They're going to try and take out these 2 stones here. They're going to hit right on, I believe, the center one. Try and get both of them to go. They hit right in the middle, I think they should be able to do a pretty good job, but this one has to curl. This one needs to start curling, and it needs to start curling fast. They're not going to touch it. That's curling. That's certainly curled, and they are able to get at least the one. The second one doesn't quite get the roll that they were hoping for, but it is still a pretty good effort. She'll be happy to have that one. Right, all say with the takeout attempt there. So now Berger steps in. And Curl on Down is going to try their own takeout here. They need to have stones in the house. They want to score more than 1. They do have 2 in there right now. They did have 3, but there was a takeout on the last throw. So let's see what Wendy Berger can dial up here. Out of the hand really early. They're sweeping really hard, trying hard to keep this one from curling. This one is over curling. This is going to go even outside of that corner guard. Well, it might even hit the corner guard in. How about it? Muller is sweeping very hard to get that one in, and now that promotes their stone. That is one of the worst outcomes that could have come from that shot. Very disappointing. But if you're actual retail ice, now you need to really take advantage of this. They're going to try. Play the takeout on that red rock in the 4-foot. And have themselves sitting 3 here. Really trying to put the pressure on for the steal. Got a lot of wide open action here. This end is no different. Let's see. Is this one going to curl? This one does not look like it's curling. Well, it's starting to come, but not nearly as much as it needs to. What is it going to do here? That's not what they were really hoping for there. They still got shot rock, but Goldstein is trying to remove it from play here with the takeout. And we'll see, depending on the carom, this red rock about to be thrown could end up in front of the yellow stone in the 8 foot, which means that red could be sitting 2 here. Very interesting. All right. They swept it to start, but they've gotten off of it. It is very wide. This is bowling right on the TV line. I don't think this is going to do anything. It'll nick it. It did nick it, but that did bring it right onto the button. Now, let's see here. It would be a very, very difficult attempt at a takeout if they wanted to try and get it. Unless they hit that rock in the 4 foot. Or the 8 foot, excuse me. Muller heading down the ice for her first of her 2 throws here in the 6th end. And over on sheet 2, the score is tied at 4 apiece in the middle of the 6th end. Those teams are Big Wheel Peelers and Team Janczewski. Now here's Muller. Stepping into the hack, she's going through her 3-shot routine here. And there it goes. Maybe just a tiny bit wide there on the release. They're sweeping. I don't think it has the distance. It's curling a whole lot. That is a bad sign. That means that the weight is not there. Come the rest just on the other side of the center line. Unfortunately, that is just going to bump that stone in the 12 foot. Not do a whole lot. It might be biting. I'm not exactly sure. Our vantage point isn't perfect, but it does seem to be biting from what we can see here with our cameras. We will have to see upon the conclusion of this end if it even makes a difference. There is still the opportunity, if they really want to, they could try and hit that yellow rock in the 8 foot. It would knock out the red rock. But the issue is the rock that they've just thrown has made it a lot more difficult for them to get it there. And we'll have to see what they can draw up. They'll have to react what Goldstein can throw here. They're sweeping it from the start. This one is really starting to come in. It was narrow from the start. They're trying their hardest to get this one good. It's lost its handle. It could do anything it wants. Well, I don't think that's a terrible result from the rock that was thrown, but I don't know. She still has one more. They do have hammer in this 6th end. That means actual retail ice is up to throw here. Muller and Delsay, they're talking over it. Let's see what they can come up with. And right there. Right on the 8 foot with the line. As it stands, it is just actual retail ice sitting 1 with that rock in the middle right on the button there, the only one scoring. It would make a lot of sense if actual retail ice threw a guard here to try and protect that rock. Because then that would make it very difficult for Curl On Down to try and even take one, let alone prevent the steal. A steal right now at this moment would be pretty good. Because then that would give actual retail ice hammer in the 8th end. They're leaving it for now. This one is going to get swept now. That's the hog line. They're just going to have to try and lay it in that space. I don't really understand that, but those 2 rocks could very easily be taken out, resulting in 2 Curl On Down. And that's exactly what they're eyeing up here. If they hit that right in between them, that should be 2. Should be 2, and then that will result in Curl on Down retaking their 2-point lead here. This is the last rock of the 6th end. Needs to be a very precise shot here, so they're really taking a good long time to take a look at the ice and make sure that they like it. They're including really making sure that they get this one right, because this is the pivotal moment of the match. Because if they can't score here, then that will give a big advantage to actual Retail Ice, because that gives them the hammer in the 8th end. And if Curl on Down can score here, then they will retain the hammer in the 8th end. And they will retake the lead after surrendering 2 in the previous end. All right. Here's the delivery, the last stone of the 6th end. It's got a curl. Certainly got a curl. They know it. They know it's got a curl. They're on it now. Let's see. How is this going to do? It might. It just might. It'll roll out. I think that is just going to end up being the one. A little bit too much of a bounce there. Like Karam really took the shot rock out of the way. Or rather, the rock that was thrown out of the way. Shot rock did not move. That will be 1 then. Curl on Down. After 6. Curl on Down 6. Actual Retail Ice 5 from the Schenectady Curling Club. And then here is the first rock of the 7th end. We're on the last rock of the 6th end over on the second sheet, so once that score becomes available to us, we'll let you know. But right now, it does appear as though Big Wheel Peeler's sitting 3 in the house, all inside the 4-foot. You can see over there on the corner of the top left screen. Be very interesting to see what Team Janzuska can do there. This first rock here is going to be a guard on the center line. Pretty high up, but that'll get the job done. Lots of discussion still going on over on sheet 2. It'll be very interesting to see if they can somehow hit that. It'll be another one of those shots where you got to hit them right in the middle. Riling now. Her first in the 7th.
Asking for a friend.
This weight's looking pretty good here. Could come right around the garden into the house. Could be a little heavy though. Well, it's going to get swept just a little bit, probably to the back of the 4-foot here. Yep. That is a very good weight just on the center line. That is a very good shot. And now, since it has gone past the tee line, Curl on Down is simply going to try and freeze it right to that rock thrown by Riling there. Got the last rock on sheet 2. Take a look over there as Drescher gets ready to throw hers. Let's see, they're sweeping that one really hard. Got off of it. Let's see. Oh, it just nicks that one, and that is going to end up being 3 for Big Wheel Peelers, and they'll take a commanding lead, and that would be 7-4. Bruce 6 in favor of Big Wheel Peelers. Meanwhile, the rock from Dressler is going to get swept right to the button. That is an expert shot. That is exactly what they were looking for. Maybe if it had been frozen to that yellow rock, that would have been even better, but come on, that is a lovely shot. Very good. Very, very well played, especially at this stage of the game, where all the pressure's on in a very tight game. Trailing second here. His battle of Albany versus Schenectady is absolutely delivering so far. Both sweepers on here. They want to get this one up into the house here. Want to try and join the party with 2 stones there. They're going to knock. And yeah, we've got 3 stones in the 4-foot. Very, very good play here. 4 shots all right on the center line. This is very, very intriguing end already. And we've only just had the leads throw. Trying to figure out what the shot to be played here is. Taking a very interesting line. It seems like they actually that's where they want it to hit. No. Call it off, and it's going to be out on the TV line, top 12. Another shot here from Neighbor. A little unhappy about something, but it's down to the hack and ready to throw. Very smooth delivery. Not a whole lot of handle on that one. They're sweeping it from the start. They don't think it's there. The sweeping might make it lose all of its handle if they're not careful here. They've gotten off it now. So let's see. Where's this one going to end up? Really starting to tail off here. That is exactly where they wanted it. Maybe a little deep, maybe a little inside, but that is still very good effort there. 5 very strong shots here to start off this end. Neither of these teams wants to give an inch. Neither of these teams wants to lose. This could end up being one of the best matches of the whole tournament. And we're very glad that we get to see it here. No Plummer now. They're sweeping this one from the start. She might not have thrown that hard enough. It's also very, very wide. They're trying to... Muller's trying to call him off. She knows it's got to curl in. It's starting to curl now. Certainly starting to curl. Let's see here. This one just getting up in line with that other guard throw by curl on down. And that might force the play to come to the left side of the sheet here. So now, let's see. This one is going to be on the right side of the ice. They're not phased at all by that guard. They're looking to attack it head on here. Let's see how this one ends up. Both sweepers are now on the rock here.
They've gotten off it, though, as it has the pace. Does it have the line? No, it does not. Muller's getting ready to sweep this one. This one might come all the way through. It just is going to bite.
They got off of it just in time to keep it in, even with the sweeping from Muller. Now they're going to try and hit the left side of that rock there. Get the bounces. This is going to be an interesting bounce here. They're gonna try and hit. Are they gonna try and hit the high guard? No, they're trying to figure this one out here. All right. They're going to try and just hit that guard on the right side and have the rock hang around. No, this is This is an interesting one for sure. No, they are really trying to figure this one out. I don't think Plummer knows the shot here. I don't either, to be fair, so... Now, here's the shot. There you have it. This is a takeout, of course. But it has been played very, very, very wide. This is not at all what they were looking for here. This one is probably just going to go all the way through.
No harm done, but at the same time, a wasted rock is a wasted rock.
That puts us halfway through this 7th end. Currently sitting 1 towards curl on down, with 2 from actual retail ice to follow in the 4 and the back of the 4, respectively. Steps into the hack here. The Burger, let's see what she can deliver here for curl on down. Very wide line, being like some form of draw. They are sweeping this one. They have been on and off the whole way down the ice here. About to get to the hog line now. Hard sweeping from both. This one is coming in a lot.
They want to get this one at least to the house, and it does not look like it's quite going to get there. But they needed to get around that guard, so it's not the end of the world.
Now Joy Del say he gets her first of this 7th end out. This one needs to curl. That's 2 in a row that have gone around the left side. A lot of weight. That was forward weight plus. I don't think the ice given was the issue. I don't think the line was the issue. It was just that one was way overcooked. Now this one, with the line way out, you would expect to draw. We'll see where this one is going to end up. I don't know exactly what good a draw does with those two yellows, kind of very tight up to the red, as far as the radius is concerned. But they're sweeping this one really hard from the start. They do not think it has the weight it needs to get where they want it to go. This one should get to the hog line at least. Yes, this one is past the hog line. They'll just accept the guard. They don't have the hammer here, so I think they would be happy to give up just 1 and go into the 8th end with the hammer. Well, that might be what they're playing for here. Now, we've got a takeout here. Very tight line. Might be going for the big mega hit from the rock at the top. We'll see. This one's got to come in if they want that. They're sweeping this. They're sweeping this hard. Let's see. This is going to nick it. Not what they wanted. Not what they wanted at all. That really opens it up. I think we might want to see curl on down just clog it up. I mean, they can get the steal here. They get the steal here. I mean, they don't have hammer, but they're up 2 going into the final end, which I think they would be very fine with. They're really thinking about this one, how they want to play it. Goldstein and Berger, they have done a lot of thinking. They're thinking about putting it around in that guard zone, the deep guard zone. If they can close off a lot of the hits, then I think that would be a positive for them. They already have one. They're already sitting one on this in this end here. So do you think they need to get any more? I mean, we've seen a lot of high-scoring ends in this one, lots of 2s and a 3. So you would wonder, would they be okay with just the 1 and a 2-point advantage going to the last end? That's an interesting conundrum for sure. This game has certainly not disappointed. And we're looking forward to plenty more good ones tomorrow. We have 4 draws tomorrow beginning at 8:30 a.m. We'll hope to see you there. And if you are not here in Schenectady, we hope to see you on the live stream. Stone is out here from Goldstein. Let's see. This one, they're just going to let it go. No sweeping at all. This one might be going a little deep.
Are they going to try and go for 2 here? No, this one is going to curl, and they're just going to let this one go. I don't think that's exactly what they wanted. Just overthrown. They could have, in theory, perhaps frozen that onto the T-line on the side of the button for 2, but I don't think that is the shot you wanted to play with all the negatives that could have come from it. But at any rate, Muller's going to get ready to throw her first. Trying to pick out the line. They are going to go for that takeout. It is certainly there for them. They're going to see if they can get it. It's just a very aggressive line here. You wonder, are they going to try and hit the red? It seems to be the most reasonable outcome here. If they hit the red, they hit the yellow, they could try and get a little bit of appeal here. This is certainly a tough decision, and why I don't skip. I can't come up with the right answer here. Let's see what they come up with here. Muller pushes out of the hack with force. Almost throws the stone. Hard sweeping there. It might be narrow. Might be overcurling here. They're trying their hardest to get this. They need it. It might just overcurl a little bit. Let's see. Oh, that is not at all what they needed. They have taken out only their own stone. They are still only sitting 1 with the yellow stone next, but I think that is not the shot they wanted. And now can curl on down really take advantage here. You'd think they'd just play the guard and take the 1, but if they can freeze it, onto their stone, that's a pretty simple 2. Yeah, that's what they've seen. If they can freeze it onto that stone, I mean, a takeout will still leave them with 1, right? You'd think so. So they're going for the draw to the button here. Try and freeze it right on to that red stone. Or you could even play a takeout, hit that red stone in the button, and put that yellow one out of play, and you're sitting 4. Lots of decisions here, but they are going to go for the draw. It is certainly the safer option. Meanwhile, over on sheet number 2, Anzuski has 5 rocks in the house, looking to really come at it. Well, let's see here. How is this rock going to end up? The final rock here for curl on down in this 7th end.
They're sweeping it. They got to get it right where they want it. This might just do. Might just do. Well, they're sitting 2. They are sitting 2, but this does at least a little bit leave an opportunity potentially for a bit of a double hit if they can get it right on the middle, but they're a little bit too separated, I think. I think they're just going to have to go for either a draw here or a hit. I don't know. Long discussion going on here between Megan Muller and Joy Delsay. Can they figure out the shot that will get them the points in this end? 7th end of 8. They're down 1. Do you take the hammer? Do you take the hammer in the 8th end? Or do you try and take the points? Would you let them get just 1 and take the hammer in the 8th end with the opportunity to get 2 or more? There have been a lot of 2-point ends here in this one. Lots of decisions here. Lots of, higher order outside the end decisions that need to be made. But at any rate, here's Muller. Last stone of the 7th end is on the way. Let's see. They're sweeping it from the start. This does seem a little soft. They are sweeping it the whole way. They know that it needs to get there. Well, they might just get it. They might just get it with the sweep. It's over curling a little bit. It might not do. That is not going to do. Wow. I think that is just barely going to be 1 in the favor of curl on down. I think it is going to be curl on down. We'll see. We'll see what the decision is when they put the score up on the scoreboard, but I do believe that would make it curl on down 7 and actual retail ice 5 through 7. Last shot in on sheet number 2. Let's see. Looks like they've gotten... Wow, is that one going to get swept through? That is just going to stay in, and then that is 6 points in favor of Team Gen Z. See there on sheet number 2. 6. So that puts them at 10-7 now. So yes, indeed, it was 1 point in favor of curl on down. So that makes it 7-5. Actual retail ice with the hammer now down 2 in the final end in this draw 2 match. First stone is out for curl on down. They are sweeping it hard. I don't think it has the pace it needs. And that is slowing down massively. Is that going to get over the hog line? They have gotten it over. Great sweeping effort there. They'll be happy with that. Not quite on the center line, but I think they will certainly accept it at this point in the game. At this point, the name of the game is preventing rocks from actual retail ice from being in the house. You can't score if you don't have any stones around. Actual retail ice really needs to hide their stones behind these guards. And then hope that they don't get taken out. That's all you can do at this point. The good thing for them is that they do have the hammer. They do have the last laugh in this one. They are sweeping this one. This does seem to be a little narrow. This might come right into the guard. If it even gets there. This is coming down even harder than the last one was. This one, is that to the hog line? No. This one will not make it to the hog line. That is certainly a missed opportunity there for actual retail ice. Andres Shield step into the hack with a really big opportunity here. Can they put the pressure on actual retail ice and really just put this one away here? This one does appear to be a little slow. I think they should consider getting on it. Yep. Sweeping now. They've gotten off it. I think they're happy with where it is. No, they want to get it there. They want to get it into the top of the house. That's not going to get there. That'll be tucked in just behind their other one. About 3-4 feet short of reaching the 12-foot circle. Riling with her last rock here in this match. Hoping it's a good one. Oh, they think the weight is a little heavy. They're not touching it just yet. They're getting on it now, though. Line is good on this one. And this one will need to slow down just a little bit. And it has slowed down just a little bit. It is going to go ahead and tuck itself in decently behind those two guards. They are going to try and take it out now, though. Coming from the outside because it is exposed enough. As long as they throw it wide enough, not too narrow here. Should be a relatively simple takeout. Erlon down. Let's see if they can deliver. Again, they're just trying to take these stones out, falling into the strategy of you can't score if you don't have any rocks in the house. So if they can prevent actual retail ice from having rocks in the house, it'd be good. There seems to be some sort of disagreement right now. Having a bit of a disagreement between Skip and the thrower, but now the throw has been made. Taking a look here. This one's got to come in. It's got to curl. It is curling. It's tracking. It might have a chance. Let's see here. What a beautiful shot. And that rock will hang around. It is very exposed, but it doesn't necessarily matter. Erlon down doesn't need to score here. They just need to prevent actual retail ice from getting two. And Muller wants the rock in behind those two guards again. Try and prevent the takeouts from happening. You just gotta bury them behind those guards and hope for the best. But here's Plummer's first in this 8th and final end. It is over-curling here a little bit. And it seems to be slowing down a lot because it was played pretty far to the outside. This one might honestly promote that guard. And it does. That rock is now in the house. Erlon down, sitting two here. More disagreements as to how this shot should be played, but they're going to take this one very, very far wide out. No. Come from the other side. Goldstein lined that one up almost in sheet 4. And they've decided to come from the other direction now. And curl on down, getting more rocks in the house. It does provide the advantage of more rocks that actual retail ice needs to remove. As they do need to score 2 here if they want to tie this one. This one needs to curl just a little bit and then it'll come on down nice. Oh, that's a perfect weight on that. That is very strong. lovely weight. It's half buried behind the guard. What shot do they even have to play here? Let's see. They're going to try and hit the takeout here. From our view, the left side of the stone. Let's see here. Plummer's last throw here in the 8th end. He's hoping it's a good one. It does appear to be a little wide. It's got to curl. Really got to curl. They're chasing after it. This one is thrown with a lot of weight. This might go wide. It does, and that is not what they were looking for at all. It is really not what they were looking for. They need rocks in the house, and they need to score points here, and they are not looking in that direction right now. Now curl on down. They can just clog it up. Oldstein's put the brush right at the top of the 12-foot circle there on the corner. Towards the TV line, and if they can get the rock to land right around there, it's going to make it really difficult for actual retail ice to get any points here. Very strong play without the hammer up 2 here in the final end. Knowing the situation and playing accordingly. Very strong skipping here. Now let's see how this one ends up. They don't need to touch it. It definitely has the weight. This one might be all the way through the house, actually. It's starting to come down. They really wanted to slow down a lot. This one, I think this one might end up in the back of the house here. Wow, that accidentally a perfect draw to button. The unfortunate thing with this now is that actual retail ice can play a takeout if they, hit just on the right side of that stone as we see it. As I see it, at least. They hit just on the inside of the stone. That would allow them to take it out and bury it behind all of these guards. But this needs to be a perfect throw here. They're sweeping, trying to prevent the curl. This one might end up really good. They need it to curl now. And that unfortunately has hit on the wrong end of the stone, leaving it wide open for the takeout. Winnie Berger will step into the hack here with the opportunity to really put this one away. Then they'd have 4 stones in the house. None for actual retail ice. Actual retail ice needing the 2 inside stones. It's closest to the button to score. To even tie this game up. Things are trending heavily in the direction of curl on down. They played very well down the stretch. Let's see here. Is this takeout going to hit? It is looking a little wide right now. It needs to curl. And they know that. It needs to curl, and it does not appear... Oh, no, it's really coming in here at the end. It might just... No. They've missed that opportunity for sure. That is a very, very big missed opportunity. And now they can try it again here. They can try and freeze it. If they freeze it to this stone that they have in the house, that'll end up pretty well for them, because then it gives them the opportunity to stick around in a takeout situation. And then they can try and draw it around the other side if they really can. They really want to. Try and get one inside the 4 foot, in addition to the one that they have there right now. But this one needs to stick. This one is starting to curl, starting to over-curl pretty severely here. They need this one to stop curling. They need this one to stop, and it is just not going to stop curling. That's going to come into the center line. Might promote that red rock, and that's really bad news for them. The red rock is not promoted, but unfortunately, curl on down has the opportunity between 2 stones. They could, in theory, get them both here. If they can hit just on the inside of that middle 8-foot yellow stone, they could get it to bump that one out. I don't think they have enough weight. I don't think they can get enough weight on it to do that. But they could certainly push that stone in the forefoot outside and no longer counting first. And that would really put the pressure on actual retail ice here. With just 4 stones remaining in the 8th end here. Here's the delivery from Marilyn Goldstein. Let's see what she can deliver. Take out. This needs to curl. It needs to curl a little more. Just a little more. Come inside. It is not going to come inside enough. It will just barely slip by the stone from actual retail ice. And now, this is getting really interesting. They'll take their time on this. What is going to come of this? They are discussing it. They could try and draw to the button here. A draw to the button would be relatively safe because your rock in the 8-foot would stick around in the event of a nose takeout. But you still got to worry about that rock in the 4-foot getting taken out. And remember the situation. It is 7-5 in favor of Curl On Down. Actual retail ice does have the hammer. But they need to score 2 here in order to tie this one. It'll be very interesting to see. Muller getting ready for her first delivery of 2 on this final 8th end. Over on sheet 2, the final score did end 10-7 in favor of Team Janczewski. They shook after the 7th end and are currently working on their draws to the button for tie-breaking purposes. Here's Muller. They're sweeping it from the start. This one, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's light or heavy or what. I think this one might come down perfectly here if they can get it a little more. They need a little more on it. Let's see. And that is now counting 2 for actual retail ice. That is a very good shot. And a takeout will have that stone hanging around. And now Curl On Down cannot take out that stone in the 8-foot because that's just actual retail ice would still be 2. They've got to try to take out here on these 2 on the 4-foot circle. They've got to get them. They've got to get at least 1 and then hope that actual retail ice doesn't draw back for 2 and tie it up. Be very interesting. They'll take their time discussing the shot here. Got to make sure they get it right. This is an incredibly tense moment here in this match. This is only these teams' first match, and yet the stakes are as high as they could be. Curl On Down is up 7-5. This is the final delivery for each of these teams in this first match, the 8th end here. 2-shot lead for Curl On Down. Actual retail ice is currently sitting 2. Curl On Down could make this takeout on those 2 stones in the 4-foot. If they do, I'll make it very difficult for actual retail ice to score 2. It is narrow. They're sweeping this. They're going to sweep this the whole way. Can they make it happen? Can they make it happen? It's over curling just a touch. Is it going to nick it? That'll hit it right down the middle.
very good. Who's the shot rock? At Yellowstone for actual retail ice is the shot rock, but it is a very, very difficult one here. I think the best shot here for them would be to just try and promote their shot in their rock in the 8-foot circle to get in front of the one that is biting the 4-foot for curl on down. That seems to be the only shot that they have. Trying to just bump it forward about 5 feet. Anywhere inside the 4-foot would do it for actual retail ice, but you still, have to hit it pretty head on. Is a high stakes shot already. And as a reminder, the winner of each of the 3 pools will go into the A event. Second place in each of the 3 pools go into the B event. Third place to the C event. Fourth place going home. You really want to get into that A event because that's, that's the prestige. That's Carosella. These teams do not want to drop a match early on in their pool play. 1 out of their 3 matches. Only 3 matches being played in pool play. It really raises the stakes for sure. But at any rate, Muller is about to step into the hack here. Trying to make sure he's happy with the line. Happy with how much ice she's being given. Steps into the hack, cleans the stone. Cleans the ice. And let's see here. 2 to tie. 3 to win. We'll see what they can come up with here. They're sitting 1 right now. Final shot of the 8th inning. Final shot of the match is on the way. And they're sweeping. No. They're off of it. It's got to curl. It's really got to curl, and it's got to make sure they don't hit it too hard. It's really starting to come in. They just barely... just barely did not curl enough. It was a very good effort, but that will be 2 for red, and that will be the match. Final score through 8 ends. It will be curl on down 9 and actual retail ice 5. A match that was way closer than the score line suggested. A very lovely match. Good curling to everybody. That was a pleasure to watch, as I'm sure you would all agree. A lot to wrap things up for the on-ice action as far as matches are concerned tonight. We still have the draws to the button here for tie-breaking purposes, but until then, that is everything that we have. We will begin at around 8:30 a.m. tomorrow morning with draw number 3. We hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching. Please have a good rest of your day.